Okay, pile one, your message of hope. I wanted to get messages before I pull cards, and what I got for you is that you aren't believing in the strength you have to overcome challenges. This is sort of leading to a sense of passivity that you have in your life. So the image I get is a person who comes up to the base of a mountain, and they see this mountain, they look up, they're like, this is so high, I can't do it, and they just lay down. And your message of hope is telling you that you have everything that you need inside of you to climb that mountain. You can get to the top. All you have to do is stand up and take one step at a time, and you're going to reach the top. So it's telling you to be more active in your life because you do have strength and intelligence and wisdom to overcome the challenges that life throws at you. The cards you got are so perfect for this. The first one is beyond the threshold of fear, which is exactly what I was seeing. Someone who is so paralyzed by thoughts that they can't do it, that they don't even try. And in that, they don't ever test themselves and see what they're made of. So there's no way for them to gain any confidence. Once you overcome one challenge, you're like, hey, I did it. I feel good about that. I did that myself. I can feel confident and I can feel my abilities to get myself through trials and tribulations. This card is saying that once you get beyond that thought process that you can't do it and realize your strength, what you'll find is the cosmic heart. And these cards are so interesting together because this is this light the person is walking towards, and in here you found the light. So this is saying you will find your inner strength and find this inner fire. And what I love about the Cosmic Heart card is that it talks about letting go of everything that you aren't so you can just shine with exactly what you are. And it's a very gentle card. So this isn't someone who like goes into war and fights and finds strength. This is someone who very softly and gently achieves one goal and then another goal, overcomes one challenge and another challenge, and just in a soft way discovers this beauty of themselves and their deep inner soul and their inner capacity. And you'll let go of these thoughts you have that you're not strong enough to get where you want to go. I have just a couple more cards. I pulled, what is the strength that you have that you're not realizing? And this is so funny because these cards, you got Knight of Pentacles came out with Knight of Wands, which is like total opposite energy, but it fits together perfectly. So Knight of Pentacles came out first, and it immediately made me realize that the strength you have you don't realize is that you can sow seeds and have patience in bringing them to life. So maybe you're discouraged because you're seeing other people be fast and quick, and maybe there are sprinters who can run up the mountain and get to the top before you've even taken a few steps, and that's really discouraging and makes you feel like you can't do it. But Knight of Pentacles came out to tell you that your power is in slowly and steadily moving forward. You don't have to run up the mountain as long as you get up the mountain. You know, maybe you don't have this, maybe you just don't sprint. You can't overcome your challenges in the same way as other people, but that doesn't mean that you aren't overcoming them. This is saying just one step at a time. And then next to it came out Knight of Wands, which is the person who can sprint up the mountain. But what this is telling me together is that you're not even doing enough to alight your passion and your energy. This is, with these two cards, it makes me think of momentum. You haven't taken enough action to even start your momentum. You know, if you picture like a really big rig truck, like this massive thing with these big tires, it takes a long time for that thing to start moving and for the tires to start to roll. But once it rolls, it gets faster and faster and faster, and then it can keep up with the other cars on the highway, which got to that speed a lot faster. So this is saying start slowly and start building momentum, and then this fire and energy and life will slowly come to you, and you'll be able to go at a faster pace. The last cards I pulled are what could you be when you overcome the challenges and stand on top of the mountain. And this is so powerful. Fortitude, daughter of the flaming sword. This is power that knows its power, who gets exactly what they want, and they just don't take no for an answer. In this card, she's literally gonna like fight a lion. And in the traditional deck, it's someone who's just like petting a lion. In this one, she's like got something and she is swinging. She's gonna fight the lion. So someone who understands so completely how strong and powerful they are. And 10 of Pentacles is like a completeness. Someone who's built the life that they want and gotten the resources that they want. They've already overcome the challenges. So now they have what they want and can sit and know their strength, that they can get whatever else they want. So when you start overcoming challenges, you will have this unshakable confidence that you can not only overcome what life throws at you, but also turn in the direction of what you actually want and climb those mountains and build your life in exactly the way that you want it to be. We can't really control challenges sometimes. Sometimes life just throws stuff at us, and I feel like those are, you're really struggling to deal with them. But once you deal with them, you can go to the mountain that's like has your dream career and say, well, I climbed this difficult mountain because I didn't have a choice. Now I can choose which mountain to climb and what I want to get out of life. So I think you'll have the ability to sort of manifest and create life the way you want because you'll believe in yourself so much. So that is your message of hope, to believe in your own strength to overcome challenges. Thank you for being here, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Okay, pile 2. I wanted to get some messages of hope for you before I pulled cards. So what came through for you is there are more people willing to support you than you realize. And this is saying that you feel very isolated. But part of the reason that you feel isolated is because you aren't sharing your struggles or your feelings with other people. So there's no way for them to come to you and support you because you aren't being open with them about what you need support with. So it's saying that maybe you feel isolated or you feel alone, but maybe there are people who would help you if they knew you needed help. That you can't count on someone to just swoop in and help you. You have to be a part of it, and you have to be honest about your vulnerabilities and your pain and your struggles, and you have to give people those things so that they can give you back support. So the cards I pulled for you are Dance of the Divine Feminine, which is exactly what we were talking about, that you have to play a part in getting support by being open and sharing things with people. This card talks about also just going with the flow of things. I think maybe you have an idea in your head that you can't be weak, or you can control situations on your own, or that you're bothering or burdening people. And this card is asking you to let those things go and accept what your situation truly is and share the truth of it with other people so that they can know you and they can sort of honor you and honor your pain and struggles and support you. It helps people bond when they can help and support each other in difficult times. And the next card is Resplendent with Grace. And the image on this card is so perfect. This like laid down person who's just getting supported, which is so perfect for you. Both of these cards talk about surrender. It's saying stop thinking that something's gone wrong. Stop being controlling and inflexible with your life. Stop thinking that things should be a certain way, and just surrender to exactly what they are and be open with that truth of what is happening in your life. And Resplendent with Grace means that there is support for you on the other side, and that this card's beautiful. There is such beauty in surrender, and there is such beauty in allowing yourself to be supported. And you can tap into that type of grace if you just let go and allow. And if your life is sort of chaotic, then say, okay, that's what it is. My life is chaotic. And when someone asks you, you can say, yeah, things are chaotic, because I feel like you might struggle to sort of get the pieces where you think they should go. And these cards together are saying, let the pieces fall where they want to fall. And I pulled cards on what could happen if you surrender. And this is so beautiful. 10 of Cups and the Star. The star in this deck I always interpret as like the highest ideal dream, our highest hope. And 10 of Cups is reaching that goal, reaching that hope being made real. And if you look at 10 of Cups, there's a lot about flow. I think that you might be really tense and restricted with your life right now. And if you open up and let things flow, that your cup will just sort of naturally start to get full. You'll receive more resources without really having to do much to get them. You'll just have more emotional energy for you to reach your highest hope. 10 of Cups is about joy and happiness and emotional satisfaction. And I just keep seeing on this card the fact that there's like a big cup pouring into another cup and it keeps going down. I think that if you just release and let go, that a flow will happen in your life that will make things so much easier. And it's also sitting on the card Dance of Divine Feminine, which is all about just letting go and flowing with whatever life throws at you. The other cards are the same thing. If you surrender and let go, you can build a foundation that will make you happy and have you overflowing with emotional satisfaction and happiness. And Ace of Cups is once again flowing. Everything's flowing out of the cup, in the cup. There's flow absolutely everywhere. I think resources will come in that you wouldn't even have thought of. And you'll be able to use them to have a solid foundation that also just brings you happiness, and you'll be able to sort of roll with the punches of life and go with things and not feel so stuck and rigid and isolated. So your message of hope is that if you let go and surrender and allow help in, that it will come. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you for being here, and hope I'll see you in the next one. Okay, pile 3. Your message of hope. I wanted to get some messages before I pulled cards. And the message for you is you can let go of so many negative emotions that you're carrying, because seeds are either going to grow or they aren't. Don't waste your energy on planted seeds. So to explain this, I kept seeing someone plant seeds, which is you are trying to bring something about in your life. You planted the seeds, and now you're sitting there agonizing, being frustrated, trying to like drive yourself insane. Maybe you're trying like different manifestation techniques or different inner work. Just you're carrying so much frustration and anxiety about these seeds growing. And your message of hope is to let all of those emotions go, because the seeds are planted. They're either going to grow or they're not. And you sitting there agonizing over the seeds growing isn't going to make them grow any faster. So it's saying, let go and stop trying to control things so much, and let go of all this agony and frustration and anxiety. Because what, I know it's kind of a trite message now, but like what's meant for you will happen. If the seeds are going to grow, they're going to grow. There's nothing that you can do once you've planted the seed and it has light and water. There's nothing else you can do. So what's the point in agonizing over it? And that goes so perfectly with your first card, the Dissolving Light. This card is all about becoming the peace of your soul by letting go of all of the emotions that aren't the real truth. So you might think, you know, if I send enough energy to the seed, if I'm like visualizing it, I can make it happen. But the seed's already planted. If it's going to grow, it's going to. And there's no point in holding all of this anxiety. And that's what the Dissolving Light is. Letting those sort of untrue, those negative emotions that just aren't benefiting you at all, letting them go and coming to the peace of your soul and understanding that at some point, like chances are at some point, one of the seeds you planted is going to grow. At some point, something is going to hook on and you'll have something real and tangible. And Layla is a card that says the same thing. Layla is talking about embracing uncertainty, which is very uncomfortable and very, very difficult for people to do. But that is what you're being asked to do in this situation. If you look at the Layla card, everything in the background is quite dark, but she just looks happy. She's just light. She's just white light in this darkness because she has everything she needs and she knows it, and she's not worried about what will or won't come, because what benefit is that worry anyway? So it's a very difficult position to be in, uncertainty. But that's what you're being asked to do, is to find your strength and your power and your stability and your certainty in the face of the world being uncertain. This is echoed in the cards I pulled for you. The Tower, which is foundations falling apart and uncertainty, and Ace of Wands, which is the very, very core of your soul. So if you have some deep, real soul passion, you are like, I have to have this thing. This thing is what I am meant to do. This is what I came to earth to do. My soul was built to have this thing. What you're being asked to do right now is to know that so completely that you don't need the outside reality to confirm that for you at every turn. You are your own confirmation, and that's what this is saying. If you know that you are meant to be like a YouTuber, if you're like, this is what I am here to do, then you can sit there in that knowing. And if you are putting out videos and maybe you're not getting any views or likes, or your subscribers aren't going up or something, you can sit there and say, I don't need to stress and be anxious about this. I will learn from it. I will adjust, but I know what I'm meant to be. So I'm going to keep making videos because that's what I'm supposed to do. You're being asked to have that kind of certainty. And when you do, what can come through is 8 of Wands and 9 of Wands, which is 9 of Wands in this deck is great strength, and 8 of Wands is swiftness. So in this context, I'm seeing 8 of Wands as 8 of Wands is typically 8 arrows. And I'm seeing you like shoot off all these arrows, and you know at some point one of them is going to hit the target that I want it to hit. And you hold your strength even when the arrows are in the air, and you become your own sense of stability and certainty. So that is the message that I have for you. Hope it was helpful, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Okay, pile 4, your message of hope. I wanted to get messages before I pulled cards. So what I have for you is your gut and your instincts are fine-tuned and correct. You can trust them. So I see you as a highly intuitive being. And it feels like there is something in your situation right now that you are feeling like isn't right. No matter what that is. If this is a person that you're like, I'm not really trusting this person, or a situation that you're like, there's something about it that doesn't feel right. This is saying for you to trust that instinct and that gut that you have. And your card goes perfectly with this. You got Layla, which Layla is about, look at the darkness that she's in, but she is the light. And this card is about believing in yourself and not needing outside confirmation. This card is asking you to embrace uncertainty. And in this context, I'm seeing this as you're sort of sitting and waiting on a situation that's making you feel very uneasy. And you're like, I have to wait for proof. And your message of hope is your gut and your instincts are incredible. Your intuition is like off the charts. You are feeling this for a reason. And that's enough of a reason to take action on it. You can trust yourself. That's what the Layla card is saying. You don't need higher confirmation than you feel it in your gut. That is your confirmation. You're not making it up. It's there for a reason. And I pulled more cards for you, and they're beautiful. A new gown and you who show the way. A new gown is about, these are 2 powerful cards. The first one is about embracing a new way of life. So this is really telling me that if you start following your instincts, your gut instincts, and you follow your intuition and you listen to it, and you stop asking your brain to find the logic before you confirm what your gut is feeling. Intuition doesn't work off of logic. It just, you feel it, and that's enough information. So if you embrace your instincts and you live as this powerfully intuitive being, you will become the person who can get to wherever you want to go. This you who show the way. You are your own light. You are your own path. You are the path that you want to take. So if you are going down a path, or you are going into a situation, or you are with a person and it doesn't feel right, if you honor that and listen to that, you will create the perfect path in your life to get to this, to get over all these mountains and to this sort of end goal, whatever that may be. But this like perfect shining, I mean, nothing's ever completely perfect, but this lovely place that is shining its own light, you'll be able to be there and live there because you've listened to your instincts and they guided you through all of this terrain. So I pulled more cards for what you could be if you start listening to your instincts, and got Ace of Cups and the Magician. This is so powerful because The magician is someone who can manifest with whatever he wants, and he uses just his own being and like his willpower to bring things into life that he desires. An Ace of Cups is about emotional fulfillment. And I see the Ace of Cups as this cup full of water as your actual instincts. So if it's a negative or bad situation for you, like your cup will like tremble and the water will shake. And if you pay attention to that, you pay attention to the state of the water in your cup, you'll be able to find the place where it's just full and overflowing. So I think if you're in a dark situation or with someone you can't trust, like your cup will just sort of empty itself out, and you'll feel empty and you'll feel drained and you'll feel really uneasy. And as you get into a different situation, then your cup will fill up and the water will be bursting and you'll just have joy and light and happiness. And this is telling me that that is how you should live your life, by honoring your emotional self and honoring your instinctual self and paying enough attention to know when a situation is uneasy. And it's saying like, why are you looking around for proof and confirmation that a situation is bad if when you're in the situation, it's making you uneasy? You don't need to judge the situation. You just need to say, this isn't for me. Being in this situation makes me uneasy. And then you go on to a different situation where hopefully your cup will be overflowing with joy and abundance and resources and love and whatever else this situation could bring to you. So honor that in yourself, because the message of hope is that you are so powerfully intuitive and you are so powerfully attuned to yourself that you can follow these instincts that you have. Okay, that's all I have for you. I hope that was helpful, and I hope I'll see you next time.